It's Monday, and welcome to Conversations with Stoney and Jamarr. Hope you had a great weekend. It's almost Christmas.
Yeah, right around the corner. 2 days.
Ready?
I'm always ready.
You ready? Have you finished your Christmas shopping?
I haven't even started. I take care of my grandson. It's about the kids. Everybody else and
They,
my wife.
yeah,
Outside of that,
it doesn't matter.
it don't matter.
Right. Well, we're going to begin the show. My husband had bought me these things called a while back. It's called positive potato.
Oh, okay.
So, I like to do like the quote of the day, something. So I'm going to dig in here and see what positive affirmation the potato. I don't know. Let's see what
I
it
probably need to
says.
get one of those.
Yeah, he bought this for me because he knows I love positive affirmations. It says, "Relish every moment you share with those you love." So that.
Yes, good
So I guess we're potato heads today.
one.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, laughter is good for the soul. Over the weekend, Turning Point USA had their big
KKK
meeting.
meeting.
Huh?
I said they had a KKK meeting.
I guess that's what you would call it. Yeah, they had their big meetings. One since Kirk, he's been gone since September. So this is their first meeting since his passing. Erica is now the CEO of Turning Point USA.
Right.
And did you hear when she slid that in? Um, Endorsing Vance for 2028?
She did. But
Yeah.
did you ever see the picture of her and JD Vance, how she was holding his hand?
Yeah, quite interesting. They say pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Right.
And so, based off our mannerism, we give off how we feel about people in photos. The message is quite clear without saying anything because they have said 1,000 words with
Right.
unspoken words.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that when you're taking photos with people, you can pick up if people are beefing, if they're in love, even in relationships. You can
Right.
pick up if the relationship is a good relationship, if it's a loving one, if he or she is around for the long haul. I always say when you see people take pictures in relationships and they have always, maybe the guy or girl always have their sunglasses on, they're not in for the long haul.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I know that picture. That picture she took with him was spicy. The way she had her, the way she was holding her head is the way you hold somebody that you have some feelings for. So then she turns around and endorses him for president when he never even made an announcement. So that's real telling, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
She's putting him already up on a pedestal. Um, Quite interesting, I must say, this entire relationship. I have a lot to say after reading, um, and you can speculate, you can say what you want, but one of the things where Nicki Minaj was there, and she had a slip up. So the reason why I'm speeding past all of the other stuff, and I'll go back. She had a slip up when she said that JD Vance was an assassin.
Mm, yeah,
Like, do you not know what that word means?
right,
So,
right.
did somebody plant you there to make that accusation? Because why were you there in the first place?
Ah, Nicki Minaj, Nicki. But based on what I've learned, just paying attention to Nicki Minaj in this particular instance, she had an issue with what was going on in Nigeria with the Christians. So
Okay.
that was like the first. I'm not gonna say the first, but that's when she became very vocal about her feelings for Donald Trump and JD Vance. the alleged um, killing of Christians in Nigeria. So I think that's what brought her there.
Well, she's not an American. She's a Trinidadian, so
Right.
I can kind of. My concerns with her would be: are your papers okay while you up here with these people parading and being an advocate for whatever they stand for? I've never been
Right.
a fan of Nicki Minaj. Um, and I can't relate to anything that she says. Anybody with the name Onika, Tanya, Minaj, Petty, I can't relate to nothing that she
Yeah.
says.
I've never. I mean, she has a lot of fans, and they, I don't really get it. I wasn't never a fan of her music. Her politics have changed. I mean, at one point she was condemning Donald Trump because of the immigration situation, and her being an immigrant herself, she was condemning him. And like I said, based on what I've read, she became vocal about the alleged killings of Christians in Nigeria. I guess her being a Christian, and that's what kind of brought her. I just had this issue with black people who feel like because they went to the other side, they try to make it seem like, oh, just because I have a different opinion than other black people, I'm under attack. It's really not the different opinion. It's really the misinformation
Hmm.
that you give from the other side that I have an issue with. I don't care about somebody not agreeing with my ideologies or my political stance. It's when you're giving misinformation. So she has changed her political ideology multiple times. So do we even take her serious?
I'm just like, I just cannot believe when I saw the pictures of her walking out on stage, arm in arm with Erica Kirk, and she comes out and she does the heart symbol to those that are watching. Over 30,000 people attended the Amerifest.
Mm,
Was it Amerifest or is that what they call it? Whatever, Amerifest. But Nicki Minaj said this administration is full of people with heart and soul, and they make me proud of them. So she's proud of these people. That's disturbing. Both of them, she said, Trump and Vance, have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you can relate to.
mm.
Well, I'm sorry. I have trouble relating to her and them. My Wi Fi is just not connected. So I don't know.
Right. That must be a money thing. Right. They must she I've never been able to relate to Donald Trump. I can't relate to JD Vance, Charlie Kirk, or Erica Kirk.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess that must be when you in that certain tax bracket, you can relate to them. I don't believe that majority of Black America can relate to Donald Trump.
Mm.
So, sometimes, and from what I was told too, that money funny with Nicki Minaj. So, when your money start getting funny, you start making uh different alliances.
So you mean like her income is not what it
Yeah,
used to be?
yeah.
Ah, that yeah, that's true because
Couple of lawsuits, right? Couple of lawsuits. They talking about auctioning off her house to pay, things like that. So
so that make a lot of sense while she's up there parading around and endorsing this type of nonsense.
right. I'm just speculating. I'm just,
Well, yeah,
I'm not.
well, that definitely would make that definitely would make sense. But she was consoled by Erica Kirk when she made the mispronunciation of assassin, referring to JD Vance as an assassin during her commentary. And I was like, well, like, how do you misspeak that word? Like, how is that even in your in your frontal lobe? I would
Right.
That's not a word that you use every day.
Yeah,
Like that's not even a
what was
word
the
that we use
context of
here.
it? Yeah,
Hmm?
what was the context of it? Like as she was speaking, she just I mean, what made her compare him to an assassin?
Oh, I should have did the dialogue. It was something like I don't want to give misinformation, but we'll have to chat on it at another time because I have to get the quotation. But she was referring to him, but she just misspoke, and what she said it was misspeaking, and referred to him as an assassin.
Yeah,
But that's not a word that you just have on your frontal lobe and that you're just using, not even in a podcast. I mean, like, that's not a word that's
yeah,
just like, so
yeah.
I think it was, I feel like she was a seed that was planted to create a disturbance
Mm,
and to create some sort of doubt into the people about the relationship in Vance and Kirk. And by her misspeaking and saying assassin, are you saying that he did something that was
mm,
unethical? Um,
right.
who really sent you there?
Yeah, I had said I asked you because when I had read the same thing that she misspoke and said assassin, but I couldn't find the context, like the speech itself. Like, what were you saying um when you used the word assassin? That's why I thought maybe you might have seen a different article because they really didn't get a context to it. It just said she
That she
misspoke,
just said that, right?
right,
But
and then
that's
she
just
just
not a
said that,
word that's just not a word that you're just sitting
right,
around like, oh,
right. That's
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. That's not
that's like
something
me
that
walking
just
around saying, "Oh, missile,"
right or bomb.
right?
Right? Or and it's weird that you are at an event and the founder of the event was assassinated. So that's just weird to say that. And his wife is there. And you're referring to the vice president of the United States as an assassin.
And who really sent you?
Hey,
See, that's what I'm saying. I look at all of those things because that is a very strong word. And that is just not something that just slips. It's not like a oops. Or it's not a dumb moment like you do not know what that means.
right.
So it was like it was meant to be interjected to be able to act like it was a slip up. I don't know.
I don't hey, I
I'm
know
just
that's weird. That's a weird word to use.
it's just a weird word just to be floating around in your brain just to be coming
Yeah.
out
At an event where somebody was assassinated.
with
That's just weird.
30,000 people that are
Yeah.
not like you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like who paid you and who really sent you to go there and do that? Does JD Vance have a chance? Because Erica Kirk announced that 2028 that she would
She would endorse him.
yeah that she would endorse him. Now she's giving him the endorsement. Turning Point USA um, seeks to unite Republicans and create chaos for the Democrats. So a lot of people believe that her stating that because JD Vance didn't confirm or deny. So when Erica Kirk made this announcement, people in politics believe that Turning Point USA used this announcement to reunite Republicans because everything's just been so scattered, and it created a whole chaotic moment for Democratic people. JD Vance, as you know, is a vice president, but his overall approval rating is 51%, which is unfavorable, and he has mixed results. So he has
Mm.
a mixed, he has a bag that's kind of like so the Latinos are not fooling with him. 70% of Latinos disapprove of Vance. 65% oppose of his immigration policies. 61% say his economic approach has made their life harder. So the electoral math is not adding up whether or not JD Vance would have a chance in 2028.
Um, I with this political climate, I don't know, but I don't think he would have a chance. The bigger question probably would be who do the Democrats have?
Right now they're looking at Gavin Newsom as a strong candidate
Mm,
for, and I could see that. And there's another gentleman, the governor of Kentucky, is a great possibility. I don't remember his name. I should have researched that. But Gavin Newsom is one of the front runners for the Democratic um, candidates to possibly put his bid in to go hard and go strong. And he doesn't, he's fit. He has that Kennedy look. He's strong. He's ran the state of California and he's made a lot of changes in that state. So he has a very, as far as the male figure, he has a strong chance.
right.
Now, what about will Kamala come back and go for another round?
Mm. Yeah, I've seen that she was throwing it around. That it has been thrown around. I think Gavin Newsom is a pretty good candidate. Um, as far as back to JD Vance, I think his politics is all wrong. I don't think he can unite the Republican Party. But he's definitely he to me is kind of far right while trying to play the middle. But I believe he's actually really far right. I don't see him getting the woman vote based off of things that he said in the past, right? The
Mhm.
cat lady and his idea of a woman is home making babies. I don't think he looks good with reproductive rights. And I think that would, that would cause a problem for him. So yeah, I don't think he's a great candidate for even with Erica Kirk's endorsement. I just don't see uh him being a very good candidate for the Republican Party.
Well,
That's just my opinion.
hold that thought. Okay, so she announced that very early. We have 3 years left of the Trump Vance administration, correct?
Hmm.
However, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes with Donald Trump. When I say a lot of things that we, the American people, do not know, from his health, from his political stance, from the decisions that he's making as far as being king, dictatorship, holding the creating war in Venezuela for no reason. He just sees another oil uh,
Tanker.
tanker. So there's a lot of things that we don't know. So just say hypothetically, right,
Hmm.
that Trump doesn't finish his term. So Vance does have a chance. So that's why I do believe that it was thrown out there prematurely because Trump will be next year. I'm sorry. Now that was a slip up. Vance will be president or have to slide into that seat next year based off um, things that are happening with Trump that he may not be able to finish the term. And Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, would probably slide in to be a vice president running mate for Vance. So I could see a Vance Galbert, uh, Tulsi Galbert ticket. Can you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Right. I know it seems kind of far off, but it's very much so possible. And that's how he ends up just being president just for a little while, not for a long while, but just a little while. And during that little while, he can create so much chaos because he's younger, he's stronger, and he can just create more friction, more problems for the American people than Trump could. And that is scary.
Mm. I know just a little bit of research about JD Vance. He's definitely backed by some very far right billionaires. It's
Yes.
actually how he even got as a vice president nominee,
Mhm.
right? So as far as him causing more chaos, he it won't be too much worse than what Donald Trump. All right, so we focus just on Project 2025 alone,
Mhm.
right? Project 2025 alone is 50% complete.
Yeah, I could say that.
It's 50% complete. So whoever gets in there, the objective is Project 2025. Whether it's Trump, Vance, it's Project 2025 to complete what they started. And that's just, it doesn't matter who's there. So the chaos is coming in the next 3 years, regardless of who's sitting in the presidential seat, because too many people did not believe in Project 2025. So we headed for chaos either way it goes, whether it's Trump or JD Vance. The objective is 2020 Project 2025, and it's 50% complete,
And it's
and they're
very
in position to complete it.
right. Well, Tulsi Gabbard quotes Islamic's ideology, the greatest fear and long-term threat to the American freedom and security.
That's
According,
nuts.
huh?
That's nuts.
That's what she said.
That's
Now,
nuts.
but this is the person that is the director of national intelligence, and it seemed like these people have no intelligence whatsoever.
Yeah, it seems that way. This thing with Islam, I'm not. I don't like the. I don't like to debate people's religion
Right.
or people's belief systems. But this thing about Islam being extreme, Islam is no more extreme than Christianity.
I
If,
agree.
if you go through history, Islam, Christianity, they both did the same thing. Both of them forced their religions on indigenous people. Christianity colonized Africa, killed millions of Africans. Christianity has, over the years, killed millions of people. They did the Salem witch hunt in America. They killed people. They did book burnings. They did. Oh my God, what is the name of it? Could it come back to me? But when they were torturing people
Uh huh.
in England, I mean, it's the same thing here in America.
Hmm.
They try to force Christianity on us every day.
Yeah, that's true. And
It's the
that's what
same
Turning Point
thing.
USA. Turning Point USA is also known as the TPUSA, and it was founded in June of 2012 by Charlie Kirk and Bill Montgomery. I don't know who that guy is. And it's classified as a nonprofit organization. Now, the Kirk controversial positions include criticisms of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Martin Luther King, and some other stuff, the COVID-19 and some other stuff that he did. So, as you know, they just had this summit. This is the first one since the passing. But the turning point themes, its whole theme is built around Christianity and Make America First Again movement.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, it's like they're preaching entitlement. They're taking Christianity. Um, I want to say the right words, proving that Christianity is not what we were taught it to be, but it's used as a weapon to control people.
It was always it was always used as a weapon. And I was thinking of the Inquisition. That's what I was thinking about. So, you
Mhm.
had the Inquisition where they killed thousands of people who they claimed to be witches and warlocks or Satanists or whatever. Uh, so, but here in America, let's be clear.
Mhm.
America is not a Christian nation. America was not founded on Christian principles and values. It was founded on Masonic principles and values. If you want proof to that, just look at your money. It's more
Oh,
Masonic
yes.
symbolism in the money. The Masonic symbolism is in the shaping of the nation's capital. This is not a Christian nation. So this idea that, oh yeah, this America is a Christian nation. No, you're forcing that on American people. America was founded for you to be able to worship whatever religion you wanted to. Freedom of religion,
That's true.
freedom of religion, freedom to be whoever you wanted to be. Yet you tell us about a nuclear family. A family is a family. You don't get to tell people what type of family they're supposed to have. You don't get to tell people how to raise their children, but that's what they want to do.
So, did you see where last week Trump proposed that children will no longer, so these pediatricians will no longer be able to perform gender affirming for children under the age of 18 and get paid for it via
Yes,
Medicaid or Medicare?
right. So you can't fight that. You can't fight the government not funding gender affirming surgeries. You just can't fight it, right?
Hmm.
Because you're asking the government to pay for something that the government doesn't believe in. So I mean, that's something that
You meant something that MAGA doesn't believe in because the government apparently believed in it because a lot of people who would say, "Oh, it was the Democrats that pushed all of this transgender, gays in the military, homosexuality that made it okay." And so here we are with MAGA saying, "No, this is the way a family should look. This is the way a family should be. This is the way it's going to be." And we're going to enforce these things by stripping away and taking away funding and money for HIV, AIDS related health care. Um, you know, a lot of things have just since this past year has just been stripped away from people. And I'm not saying that it's okay to live that lifestyle, and I'm not a person to judge. What I'm saying is, people have all sorts of mental health issues, and they have all sorts of reasoning as to why they choose to live the lifestyle that they live. But they also, while they're living that lifestyle, they pay taxes, they work, they are law abiding citizens. Who am I to tell them that I do not want to fund something because they choose to live a certain lifestyle?
exactly, and that is the government though. So you can
But they
call it
pay
MAGA,
taxes. They pay
right?
taxes. They're
Exactly,
law abiding, tax paying people that choose a lifestyle. So you're saying that there's a restriction on what I give them because they choose to do something I don't like?
right.
That's
That's the
none of my
government,
business. If my neighbor is doing something wrong, but it's not affecting me, if he's not hurting children, if he's not trafficking children up and down, and I see this, that's not my business that he's living a lifestyle of same sex. It's not my problem. It's not my problem.
right?
How he chose to get there, that's something he has to deal with. Is he paying his taxes? Yes.
Yeah,
Is he minding his business? Yes.
yeah. But that is the government. It's not really just MAGA. That is, well, if you can call it MAGA, but that's the government that is in place right now,
Right.
right? That's the government who is able to take away these federal fundings for these things if they don't like it. I mean, they have done it with more than just that. They've pressed colleges. They've pressed employers with DEI. If you have these type of policies in place, you won't get federal money. And the government that we have seated right now are in position to be able to do that. The same thing with the African American History Museums,
Mhm.
right? They're able to take away the funding because it's federal funding.
Right.
We could be upset about it. I don't. I'm like you. How somebody else is living, if they're paying taxes, they're a law-abiding citizen. It don't have nothing to do with me. I'm not judging you, right?
Yes.
I personally believe that is part of the Constitution. Those are the fundamental principles that this country was founded on. For you to be able to worship how you want to worship, live the way you want to live, as long as you're not causing harm to someone else.
I agree.
The people who talk about less government actually are pushing more government.
Mm.
Pure contradiction. These people who are talking about less government is putting the government in all of our homes, telling us how we can and cannot live while saying we need less government.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it has been this past year. It has been one big circus of let's tear America apart. Let's dismantle the nation. And in my mind, I believe they're trying to rebuild it in a way that it can never ever conform to unity. But what I do see is we the people coming together in some form or fashion. And I know it doesn't look that way as we enter 2026, and people are going to just be like, no more control, no more, constraints. It's there. We the people are going to stand up against the nation in a way um, that's going to speak volumes, and it's already
Mm,
been slightly done. Just keep your eyes, on those protests, those people that are going to be, using their voice to speak and to be heard and unifying and then coming together. Just keep your eyes on that.
mm. I'm watching. I'm gonna be honest with you, Stony. I'm watching. I don't believe it,
You don't?
and I don't believe it. Uh, and I don't believe it because the division is so deep,
Yeah.
right? You have to have a unifying factor. You have to have something that we all can unify under.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't see that unifying factor. I don't see that factor that's going to make everybody unify,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have those who they may not agree with Donald Trump, but they agree with him on uh, gender affirming surgery. So they don't want to get all the way involved, right? We don't have that one factor that just says, hey, listen, that this particular thing is what will unite us all. Trump
Mm-hmm.
isn't it. We're not all going to unite and fight back over Trump. And every time it looks that way, he'll do something that'll make people think, "Oh man, that was a good thing." A farmer bailout, right?
Right. Right.
uh Declassifying marijuana. He'll do something that'll make people you understand what I'm saying?
Right. It's a
So
tease. It's really a tease.
that's
It's
all it
like,
is.
yeah. And if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, and you'll just get so caught up in the, oh, he's really not a bad person. Oh, I really see what he's doing. Oh, he's really trying to dismantle the system and tear it down. And when I hear black people speak like that, I would just be like,
Right. Yeah.
I be I be want to slap them, but
It's just you have to have that one thing that will unify people. I mean, you have people who are okay with him being a dictator. They okay with it. They want him to be a king.
well, he won't live to
You
that.
watch it. You gonna have them people at your door.
Well, I mean, not like that. I'm not saying in that way. I'm meaning in a natural way.
Right.
I understand. I bet I do understand about being very cautious on that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, he, if you speak about it astrologically, and if you look at his chart and things that are coming up in the sky, just doesn't align with, health and wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Is to put it in a nice term.
Yeah.
Uh, but that could be any of us. But when I talked about the other day, pictures are worth 1,000 words. The Epstein files were due to be released December the
Mm.
19th, which was Friday. They had a deadline. And it was a crazy. They didn't, all the stuff that, have you been seeing your timeline
Let
flooded with
me,
these?
yeah, let me show you. Let me tell you the picture that pissed me off. Do you see the picture that they're showing with Michael Jackson? So with all the pictures in the Epstein files, they keep flashing this picture of Michael Jackson with Epstein. Like if that, like they put it right in our face. Oh, you understand what I'm saying?
But you can tell that it's created.
I don't know if it's created. I know this. I know that's a way to try to tell us to shut up. That's the way to say, yeah, you want to see these files? Here go one of y'all, one of your greats.
But he really wasn't one of our greats.
Who, Mike?
Well, no, Mike kind of turned on us at the end.
Mm. Why would you why you say that?
I mean, now don't get me wrong. I love Michael Jackson. I have even interviewed his some of his family members. Okay, so don't, please, Jacksons, don't take that the wrong way. I'm saying that the sellout, as far as the history about the skin, the children, all of that. Um, I At the end, yes, he was, and it will always be one of us. You couldn't erase that. But I don't believe he was in any way connected to Jeffrey Epstein. I do not believe R. Kelly was in any way connected to Jeffrey or the subway guy. I believe those photos were doctored and created to make us feel a certain way about R. Kelly, about Michael Jackson. I'm going to say this. And the reason why I believe that Trump had more to do with these Epstein files than anything is because he's so quick to always point the finger at other people. And all of these photos are just pointing fingers at other people, all the way down to Bill Clinton. If I take a picture with you, you don't know what I'm doing in my house. And just because we do a podcast together, I could be getting off the live in just a few minutes and I could have, I'll just say, I could have stolen a bunch of big wheels from Toys R Us, okay?
Hmm.
And we know that don't even exist anymore.
Right,
But they'll be like, Stoney Love was arrested for stealing big wheels from Toys R Us. And they'll be like, oh, she was in the picture with Jamarr.
right,
Does that mean
right,
Jamarr was stealing big wheels? No.
right.
You just thought I was a cool person. You just knew that I love to do podcasts. And you just was like, okay, I'm at the event. Stoney Love's at the event. But you didn't know I steal big wheels from Toys R Us on the weekends.
Okay,
Got a whole bunch of them.
makes sense. You know,
Does that make you guilty?
no, and that would have been an easy thing for Trump administration to say with all the pictures of him with Jeffrey Epstein. They could have just easily said, okay, they was at an event together. That doesn't make a friend. But they can't do that because they were friends for a long time. He
Right.
was on the plane. They know he was on the plane. They know he was on Epstein Island. So they
Mhm.
can't say that. They know he was deeply involved with Jeffrey Epstein. They know this.
So that's a different scenario. So
Right.
just say, for instance, we're friends and we hang out all the time. We go partying. Every now and for sure I go steal big wheels on Fridays at Toys R Us.
Mm.
and like you just because you done been to my house, you done seen that me talking to the people at Toys R Us, you done, you're there. So that's different. But if you're just at an event and you don't know what I do on Fridays, you can't connect those dots.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with the Trump file, with Trump and Epstein, it should be called the Trump and Epstein files. It should not just be called Epstein. And I've said this from the beginning. People didn't want to hear what I had to say. Epstein was killed. He did not kill himself. And the reason why I say this, and I'm going to stand firm on this, he was killed August the 10th. 810 in astrology, 801, 108 is a death number in that world. So that's how I knew that he was taken down by someone higher and above based on the date that he died. That was the message. That was the first message. So what are the odds? He could have killed himself on August the 11th. He could have killed himself on August the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
But August the 8th? I'm sorry, August the 10th? Yeah, August the 10th. You could have done it any other day, but that day, symbolically, 108, 801, 810 means someone has taken you out.
Mm.
And if people don't know this spiritually, it goes right over their head. I called it 4 years ago on my
Mm.
social media page. I said, he was murdered. And now
Mm.
they're just now saying that.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing about I don't understand the whole Epstein thing anyway because it seems as if the DOJ had the files, and the
Yeah.
DOJ is the Department of Justice. So, what exactly are people looking for? Because if the DOJ had the files, they could have filed charges on whoever. I mean, so what is this whole thing? You just want to know who was in the files for what? What is supposed to happen after that?
Well, this is what I believe. I believe that there were people in the files that were so powerful that they suppressed it. A lot of people are trying to blame Biden. Why didn't he release it? Why didn't this happen? Or, um, the thing is, everyone knew who's in that seat know what really happened. And the sad part is these men, and it's just not these men, there have been men before them like Elvis Presley, Seinfeld, and that's just to name a few. Woody Harris, not Woody Harrison, that other guy with the glasses, the weird one, who dealing with these young girls that are underage. This is something that's been going on really creepy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's becoming to be an issue and a real big issue. So, do I doubt that the person that is running this country has done something unethical with an underage person? I don't doubt it. They can either say, I didn't know the age, I didn't. Well, the difference between, I'm going to say this, the difference between Caucasian underage girls, they look underage.
Mm.
And the difference between black underage girls, they don't look underage.
Mm.
And I can go into a whole different show about that. If you take a 14-year-old girl today and put her beside a 14-year-old black girl, you won't need ID for the 14-year-old Caucasian girl. And I'll tell you why. That has something to do with diet and nutrition
Mm-hmm.
and genetics. So black young girls seem to become fuller, um, in other areas. So the only way you really would know that they're underage is by speaking to them.
Mm,
But by
yeah,
looking at them, mm-mm.
yeah. It's still the responsibility of the individual to ensure that this person is of age before having any type of sexual contact with them.
That is
So,
so true.
yeah, and what you said about this been going on for a long time, absolutely, it's documented. It's
Hmm.
documented in a number of cases, and it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's really not. The individuals who push for these files, they're pushing for the file. Two things. The Republicans pushed for the files when they thought it was a bunch of Democrats. And now they all used it politically. Now that the Democrats know that Trump is in those files, they're pushing for it. It was never really a problem. Let's go back to Epstein, how long he was doing it, right? And so when he was first arrested, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem until they started politicizing it. Now, for you and I, it's a problem. But for them, it was never a problem. They're just politicizing it for their own purposes.
I'm
Both
gonna
sides.
ask. I'm gonna ask you a conspiracy theory. Do you really think Epstein is dead?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely and just to on speculation, not picking, not doing no conspiracy thing. I don't think he killed himself either.
No,
No, I don't.
no,
Uh yeah, I think, he was eliminated so that he couldn't talk.
right. But he's speaking loudly from the grave.
Yeah, if they release all the files, and even if they do, a lot of them have been redacted. We're not getting nothing from those files. We can push for this is all a bunch of politics right now.
Right. It's a circus.
That's all. It's just a distraction from both sides. The Democrats are using it to say, "Look at us, we're fighting. We're fighting for the victims," and the Republicans are going, they on the defense. It's just to keep them on the defense. That's
Mm.
all. It's all political.
Well, we're gonna, we got a little bit of time. I want to touch bases on Ray J. He went to court over the weekend. Poor Ray J. So the judge extended the no contact restraining order against Ray J in favor of Princess Love. So he's not able to see his kids for Christmas and his son's birthday. So leaving the courthouse on Friday with his girlfriend Shyla, Ray J said, "I'm missing my kids. I'm missing Christmas and my son's birthday." And the district attorney declined to file felony charges against Ray J. The LA City Attorney, however, proceeded with six misdemeanor offenses. Three that I could variably see was brandishing a firearm, use of force, and three was child endangerment, was to name a few. I don't know the other three. Ray J has described his time in jail as an unpleasant wake up call, and he noted that he has been permanently banned from streaming on the platform Twitch.
Mm,
So you know what happened on around Thanksgiving with Ray J and Princess Love. She's filed divorce from him um four times. That seemed like a very toxic relationship. So I'm gonna kind of give you the narrative. So her cousin, male cousin, and herself went to Ray J's home while the kids were sleeping and went to retrieve the children, and Ray J kind of was on live and he brandished a gun and was like, "Whoa, where are you going with my kids?" And I feel like a father has a right to protect their children. But their relationship is so toxic, so it's a big battleground of he say she say right now. Um, so do I think it's unfair that he doesn't get to see the kids for Christmas? I think that he should have been able to see the kids for Christmas with supervised visits.
Mm, yeah. Um, here's my opinion on that. Whatever happened, like you said, he say, she say, I don't know. It's two sides to every story. But this what I would say to Ray J. If you love your kids, you want to be around your kids, make the necessary adjustments in your life to do so. Something is going on with you, or based on some of the uh, tweets I've seen, some of the videos I've seen. You got some things going on.
Oh yeah.
If you want to be around your kids, make the proper adjustments, right? That's the bottom line. It is not about what she do, what she didn't do. It's about how you respond to it. It's not about what the judge did. Okay, you can't
Hmm.
see your kids this Christmas. You won't be at your son's birthday this year.
Right.
But this is the time where you can make sure you're at every other Christmas and every other birthday. By being the best father you could be. Being intoxicated around your kids is not being the best father. Period. Having
That's
firearms around your kids, it's not being the best father. The
right.
only
And these are
time you should,
little kids.
yeah, the only time you should pull out a firearm around your kids is if their lives are in danger. Let's not play no games and pretend like she was coming with her cousin and them babies was at harm. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, so as a man, basically what I would say to Ray J is, bro, it's time to man up. If it's
Yeah.
about the kids.
I agree with that. I like that, Jamar. Like, because Ray J has really been very controversial over the years, and it seems like it's escalating. He's not, trying to tone it down. Like, and for him to appear that he loved his kids so, greatly, he's not showing that through his actions.
There you
So
go.
that,
Right.
but I agree with it as the decision. But however, I would have liked to see a supervised visit for the children. I think, but based, I don't know all the information that's in the case, so the judge may have more reasons
Another
that we
information.
may not know.
Right, right. I just say, brother, man, because I don't like that. I don't like I went through a lot of different things with my son, and then losing them, bro. You don't, you want to be the best father you can be. Sometimes, man, it seemed like that celebrity, that in the line, that being famous,
Hmm.
it messes with people's head, you know. Cause don't jump online and start telling us about missing Christmas and
Hmm.
missing his birthday when, bro, we watch, we look at you, right? We see you doing some other things. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't question you loving your kids. I bet you do.
Right.
But let's try to be consistent. Like, it's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
It's a, yeah.
He is very shocking. I had a chance to meet him a few years ago. I have some photos with him, but I'm like, he was seemed like he was a little distant then when I met him, and I'm like, now he seemed like he's just gone. So I
Yeah.
don't know, but that's I'm not judging, but I
No, not
like
at
him.
all.
Huh?
No, I said not judging at all. Just from a man to a man, father
Yeah.
to father. Like, bruh,
Get it together.
yeah, tighten up a little bit. Because I just don't like when I see these celebrities and these famous people. They know how to pull out our heartstrings. You know what I mean? They do
Right.
all of these things and then jump online and say, "Oh man, oh," But we see you.
Right.
We see your behavior,
Right. We see all the
right?
posts before that crash out.
Yeah.
I agree. I want to wish you so much a happy holidays. And tomorrow, will you be on your show tomorrow?
I will. I will. I'm gonna be talking about. I don't know if you heard a few rappers out of Atlanta, Young Thug, 21 Savage, a few other rappers came out and said F the streets. right? They had a whole, it's a nice little trend thing going on, a little movement, but it's been some pushback from the streets,
Hmm.
from other rappers who saying, "No, you can't say F the streets." So I'm gonna get into a little deep dive and unpack that because that's kind of weird,
Okay, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. You should F them streets because ain't nothing out there.
Yeah.
And that's for sure. So I know our schedule will be a little bit different this week. We're moving into the holidays. Um, Christmas. I know we're off Christmas. So when will we resume back?
Oh,
Next
let's
week?
yes, we do Monday.
Okay, I'll see you Monday.
See you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend and your holiday.
Yes, for sure. And I'll be listening tomorrow because I don't have a show for tomorrow.
Okay.
And so I'll be tuning in to Pulse 101.3, the heartbeat of the community. Make sure you guys download the app and check out Politics as Usual with Jamar tomorrow at 10 to 11. And we'll see you back here on Stoney and Jamar next Monday. And we wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. See you
Merry
later,
Christmas.
Jamar.
See you.
Thank
Take
you.
have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.